Father in prison for murder. Father in prison.
Yep.
Father died in prison.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Just met his father a week ago.
So is it almost good to say 4 out of every 5 African Americans are fatherless?
If you don't take care of your kids, that's a character flaw.
Yo, you know, I asked all the tough questions. My biggest question was like, did you hear about me? You watching this video? Yo, today, tomorrow, soon, make sure that you get your kids life. And if you ain't met your father, I need you to put your pride aside as well, like I did. The healing process starts now, right?
It has to work or it has to work.
4 out of 5 of my homeboys,
Yeah.
and where I'm from, it's like that. You know what I'm saying?
Dang.
But yeah, that's realistic.
Crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so us having the
Congrats on having the dad your whole life, brother.
Thank you, bro.
I'm sure.
It's almost like a badge of dishonor. Like, you got a dad?
You know, I think
Right.
I think what it shows. No, I think what it shows is that it's possible. You know what I'm saying? I think it shows it's possible because, you know, guess what? You ask all of our kids, and they all gonna say, "No, my dad is in our life."
Yeah.
But Neo's kids call him Neo.
For real?
They go, you do.
Sometimes they just be playing.
Oh no,
Neo.
there's no way in the world. Back in the day,
Neo.
I'd have got slapped up.
Oh yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, his
But you know,
kids
one
call
thing
him Neo.
I think I said it to Jason, like when you know, even like, you know, you had the conversation with your dad. Shout out to you for putting that, you know, being a friend to help.
You put a lot of
that
good initiatives together, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like Jason does a lot of that stuff. A lot of people don't know that he's real thoughtful. You know what I'm saying? He on the outside he's real hard, but he's real thoughtful. But it's like, first thing I said, I was like, man, we need more of that, but we need less of that. We need more of like, yo, we got to fix the problems, we got to fix the solution, but at the same time, we need less of it because
Less problems.
we gotta that will solve more problems than most of the stuff we talking about, because a lot of people we run across, they have trauma from childhood and then we pass it on, and then now we trying to go make money and we make money out of trauma. You know what I'm saying? Like, we trying to make money off of how we felt when we was a kid, and that just creates a whole nother animal. Now our kids feel a certain way and we just keep the little cycle going. So yeah, we gotta fix stuff, we gotta forgive, but then I think it starts with us holding our brothers accountable and like, yo, like I know people that got kids and I'm like, yo, you need to be in your child's life. Like, I don't even mess with people if
You tell them that?
yes, bro. For me, that's a big thing. Like, even though my dad was in my life, if you don't take care of your kids, that's a character flaw.
Side eye.
You know, the thing is that having this conversation respectfully is that you talk about mental health, and for some reason that in our community, we think mental health mean like somebody crazy or you got an issue. And you don't realize that mental health isn't getting help. It's empowering your superpower. Like, the strongest thing we always talk about is mindset, but how is mental health looked at and frowned upon in our community? It's been frowned upon, but meanwhile, other communities have empowered mental health and it's actually becoming their superpower. We don't realize that our mental is the strongest thing that we have is our mind, but we don't work our mind out. When we say mental health, it's like, oh yeah, you want to come in, we got to talk about trauma. Mental health is not talking about trauma or identifying traumas. It's learning how to properly enhance your mind and the things in the way that you think and really kind of grow mentally. And like y'all in the gym, like physical, when you talk about health, like it's for your mind, like working that muscle and learning how to use it properly. And a lot of us don't know how to think. Yeah. And we look at our community and why we losing. We ain't losing because we're dumb. We losing because the thing that we should value the most, we look at, if we get help with it, something wrong with us.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yo, you're so crazy. I didn't even know like depression, that's a real thing. I didn't know that. Like, my homie be depressed. I'm like, bro, what's like, you can't just shake it. I'm like, yo, that's a real thing. And then when I was in that room with all of them men, we are facing a battle that somebody doesn't know. But when I heard all of that stuff, at the event, I'm like, what made you want to put on that event?
I guess being a personal trainer, I hear, like, I'm damn near a counselor.
Yeah.
It's a lot of times
like
it's
a
the
barber.
girls. Yeah. A lot of times the girls, they come in there and they vent and things of that nature. And you just like, damn, you just learn so much about these ladies, you know. And every now and then I train guys and it's just like, they come in there like Scrappy, you know what I'm saying? He comes in there and, you know, you could tell he just so focused on his workout. Whole time he going through a divorce. He's on shade room every day. You know what I mean? He just like mentally trying to block that out, but he's going through stuff and I could see it. You get what I'm saying? So we wanted to create a safe space, right? The first time we did it, we called it a safe space because we wanted guys to be able to say anything they wanted to, right? And we wanted, you know, we're so pro-black and all that. I wanted white boys. I wanted black boys. I want gay guys. I want straight guys. I want everybody in there to be able to talk their piece, right? And as you saw, thugs, people with teardrops in their face and tats everywhere, they just like, yeah, I was molested. And then after one said it, what happened?
Open up the door
said
for
it.
somebody else to say it.
I was molested. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
You know, and it was so many people that couldn't even get to the microphone. But like my boy said, he was like, man, that's the first time I've said it out loud. It felt good getting that out, just getting it out. You know what I mean? And a lot of people, you know, things that happen to you, it kind of trickle into other things. Like he said, man, I had to prove that I wasn't gay so bad. I'm around here smashing everything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like hypersexuality. I said it right.
Yeah, you said it.
Yeah, hypersexuality. But so he was on this rampage of smashing chicks because he felt like
He got his manhood.
Yeah, he got his manhood. So he feeling like he got to be extra masculine. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of guys out here acting super masculine and tough and so violent. Where that's coming from?
Yeah.
Shit coming from when they was 6 years old, 8 years old.
Wow.
It's in them. You know what I mean? But it's a way to reverse that.
What's
through
that?
counseling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Through talking, through safe spaces, through getting around other people that look like you and actually saying it out loud and hearing somebody say it. So many people was like, bro, I needed this.
Yeah.
He said, man, I'm going through 3 of the things them boys talk about, but I know I ain't alone. When's the next one? You know what I mean?
That's
good. And you share, Alix, just about your fatherhood story. I know you shared it a little bit online. You want to share how was that moment? That was the first time I heard you said you haven't been with your father your entire life. First time seeing him, but you also mentioned, I didn't hear that part, that he was on drugs along a huge amount at that time.
Yeah.
So what's that story?
You know, to not make it drawn out, Jason brought up a real good point about, I think a lot of people thought I was FaceTiming my father, or like, you know, I might have talked to him a couple of times. I had never had one conversation with my father before. Didn't know what he looked like, none of that, you know what I'm saying? So this was a surreal moment. And again, thank you to Jason. You know, he a real friend. I've been procrastinating on doing that for a minute, you know what I'm saying? And he just took the initiative to like, yo, I'm gonna get in contact with his cousin on his father's side. And they behind the scenes, behind my back, put the whole play together, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Just gave me a date, like, yo, show up in Miami on this date.
Yeah.
And I needed that, you know what I'm saying? Just, you know, all this time, I just been a lot of resentment. We talk about grinding from trauma. I was literally last 10 years, like, nah, I'm about to really pop off because he gonna hear about me. I'm gonna make sure I'm a household name. So, you know what I mean? I want him to feel bad that he wasn't in my life. So I'm gonna be super successful.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna spoil my mother. I'm gonna retire her, make sure she live her best life, and he gonna regret it. And that was my feeling the last 5 years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But ironically, yo, I go down to Miami, I meet him. I walked up to him, and as soon as I walked up to him, I seen the tears in his eyes. And that just took away all my defense. It was weird. Like as soon as I seen the genuineness in his eyes, I could just see like, damn, he needed it too.
Yeah.
And I shook his hand. I'm looking at this man, the first person I ever
You
thought
hug
that
him.
looked
You
like
shook
me.
his hand. You
I
hug him.
shook his hand. I hugged him.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at this man. This is the first time I ever see somebody that I will admit look like this. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh,
Facts,
this is where I
bro.
got my nose from. Like that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? And yo, you know, I asked all the tough questions. My biggest question was like, yo, how you like? Did you hear about me? Like, because again, I'm grinding. I'm trying to make sure.
Did it work? You know what I'm saying?
And he was like, yo, Alix. He was like, yo, I'm gonna be real with you. I seen your interviews. I've been on your page before. He was like, man, I've been wanting to tell you something. He was like, man, I'm proud of you.
Damn.
And I've been waiting to hear that. That was it. Everything just released.
You said it felt like 20 pounds lifted up off you.
But as he got into the story, just again, not to make it drawn out, he was like, yo, I was on drugs. I was on cocaine. He was like, after I met your mother, a little bit after that, I got caught up in New York and I was on coke. And he was like, I got locked up like a bunch of times. I was in jail, like I think he said like 6 to 8 years or something, he even locked up. And he was just like, you know, there was times where he wanted to reach out to me, but he was scared to face the consequences. He felt like he wouldn't be good enough for me. And it's ironic because what I was trying to do was become this super mega entrepreneur, and the whole time that was making him intimidated. And it was delaying him from reaching out to me. You dig what I'm saying? But I'm gonna say this. When I got home finally and I really got a chance to unpack it, I was like, yo, God is really funny, yo, because I feel like he made sure that I didn't meet him, because I don't know if me being exposed to that drug lifestyle that he was in, like it might have messed me up. I might not be where I'm at today if if I was exposed to, you know what I'm saying, whatever he had going on.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, yo, God, maybe he prevented me or delayed me from meeting him until he got himself together. So now he working.
You met the best version of him.
I met the best version. He got his haircut. He looked good.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, yo, I got my own house. I got a girl. I'm taking care of my kids, the ones that I got now. And I'm like, damn. So he doing good. So I'm like, damn, maybe I wasn't meant to meet him. Like maybe my journey would have been different. So just with all that, I don't have no ill feelings, man. And I just felt 20 pounds lighter now that I met my dad. So when we was at the mental health spot, I was just like, yo, I was telling the dudes like, I felt like me not having him was causing commitment issues for me. 39, no kids. I was scared to have a kid out of wedlock because I'm like, I got to break this cycle. Like, I can't continue that.
Yeah,
that's really the reason why I don't got no kids. I've been careful because of that. But
so you would have. No, go keep going.
Real talk. So, like, in closing, I told the dudes at the gym, the mental health spot, I was like, yo, there's somebody in here right now that's not taking care of their kids or not in their kid's life, and you letting the baby mother stop you. And I'm like, yo, you got to fix that because that kid is going through something right now because of you not being there. Yeah. It don't matter how successful I was. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter. I'm not depressed. Yeah. But it had effects on me that I didn't even realize until I really started unpacking it for real. And I started facing it head on. So if you watching this, yo, like for real, like you watching this video, yo, today, tomorrow, soon, make sure that you get your kid's life. Put the pride aside, put the ego aside. If you got to go to court, go ahead and do your business. But we need our fathers out here. And if you ain't met your father, I need you to put your pride aside as well, like I did, because again, it might not even be for him, it's for you. It helped me. Like I feel complete finally now. The healing process starts now, right? So yeah.
I got a question. I got a question for you.
I want to piggyback off that real quick though.
Well, get off the piggyback when no, but before you go, because it's what you were saying. What made you as a friend? Because like some of us may not be in that situation where it's like we going through it, but what made you as a friend say, all right, my boy ain't met his dad, but this is important. Let me jump in there and do that. Because maybe some of us might need to do that for somebody that's around us.
That's good.
I think it was like some of the things he was saying, like some of the issues he might have, I always be like, some of the issues me and him discuss, you know what I mean? And I just he said it more than once. He said it damn near on accident. He said it, just when we talking about relationship stuff and things of that nature. I'm just like, damn, he probably need to sit down and sit with his dad. People be having abandonment issues and things of that nature, and that's why he say, I don't want to have a kid until I'm married because I'm not trying to abandon nothing, you know what I mean? So I just kind of was like processing everything he was saying. Yeah. And then it was finally like, oh, what happened was he did the podcast. He did Vanessa's podcast. And he was like, man, my uncle liked the comment and I didn't even know he was following me on Instagram. That's all he said.
My uncle on his side.
His daddy's brother. You know what I'm saying? He met him on Facebook years ago or whatever, but he knew somebody connected. So basically I just went to the guy page and I started looking through his and I saw he had a daughter, lived in Atlanta. So I just was like, yo, and she was following us.
Wow.
So I'm like, yo, jump on the phone real quick.
Yeah.
She jumped on the phone like, hey, Mr. 2 weeks out. She probably thought I wanted to train. I was like, yeah, here's the thing. You know what I'm saying? And, we plugged it like that. But it was just like, I know him. He ain't gonna do it. Certain things he ain't gonna do. Yeah. I had like a long story. It's an old story, but when he was in the hospital one time and the doctor, I listened to the doctor, was giving him all these orders and stuff like that. And like, nigga, if you don't take it, you're gonna be in trouble.
I talked about that.
Oh yeah, so he got stabbed and he was punctured his lung. Yeah, he was like bad. And I was just like, I know this nigga. I gotta call his mom. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I had to tell on him, you know what I mean? But I just know my guy and I just know certain shit he not gonna do.
Yeah.
So it wasn't nothing more than that. I knew he was never gonna do it. And I was just like, man, I'm tired of talking about this shit. Let's do it.
But you can see it was bothering him.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's my man. And we talk. And we talk about relationships and I would hear him kind of reference it. But one thing that kind of like when he did it and I sat back because I seen my man's, no offense, but I seen my man cry out for his father on the podcast. He made it, he gave him the okay on the public platform, like, I ain't tripping.
Yeah.
And I seen it and I was like, it's bothering him. Like, it's sitting heavier. You know, as we grow older, we more mature. For him to, Alix don't speak out of turn.
Yeah.
Like, if anybody think about what they say, and when they saying something, it's him. And so I was like, I seen him give the okay. And I was like, when we would have conversations about kids and I got a room upstairs for my kid and be like, that room ain't never gonna be filled till this void get filled. So is seeing it is dope, bro. Like, I'm just happy for you because I seen how it was when you came back, when we talked, how often you reference it and just how it make you feel. So
like, texting me now. It's weird getting text messages from my father.
Tell me what you did when you saw you.
First
what you do with your phone?
I was like, yo, this is my father's texting me. This is crazy.
I'm gonna say one thing, I'm gonna leave it alone. But I told Alix, right, on the way there, I'm telling Alix, like, bro, I did my DNA test. You know what I'm saying? I did the genetics, whatever, the DNA in Ancestry.com.
Ancestry, yep.
And I was reading on genetics and I was reading on, how powerful the DNA is and stuff like that. I was like, bro, they say, you know what I mean? You might walk like this person, talk like this person. You might got his mannerisms and don't know it.
That's
you know what I'm saying? That's how strong the DNA is. Man, let me tell you something. I was recording them so much. I got 22 clips of everything Alix do, and I'm like, he never even met. These niggas never met.
Yeah, you gotta run the picture. Run the picture right now.
Look, they doing the same thing. You know how Alix be pulling his shirt down like this? Bruh, his dad did the same thing. You know what I'm saying? And when they walked up and dapped each other, right, Alix be doing like this little waddle. He do like this waddle.
Like a duck.
If you look at all the time when we at the conferences and people be talking to him, he'd be doing this.
Yeah.
Man, he dapped his father and they was talking, and then when they looked off, they both was like,
that's crazy.
Bobbleheads and shit. I'm like, damn.
And apparently they both cried too, because he started crying.
Bro, I'm walking behind him when they walking. The bro, I'm just documenting everything because me and him been having these conversations so long. So I'm just like, click, click, click. I'm paparazzi, like, so I can show him later on when we leave. Like, man, look at this. I just sent him a picture that I found day before yesterday of them. Like,
standing next to each other.
Them niggas got the same exact knock knee, like, exactly, bro.
What crazy. How did you decide what you was gonna ask though? Because that's what I would be thinking. Like, I ain't talked to somebody my whole life. Like, what's the first question I'm gonna ask?
Man, I ain't had a plan, bro. I just sat there and it just came to me. You know what I'm saying? I want to know how he met my mother. You know what I'm saying? I want to know his medical history.
Yeah, that's a good question.
I needed to know his medical history for sure. Something I need to look out for, you know what I'm saying?
That's smart.
Yeah, I asked him, did he hear about me before this meeting? Or did he see me, you know? And just why? Like, why? You know, I was like, yo, every Father's Day, when Father's Day come around, you don't think about me, my boy? Like, like and not no other day.
Yeah.
On Father's Day, you don't think about me, a grown-ass man in the world, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, he kept it 100. He was just like, I just wasn't ready to face the consequences, man. I can't judge him off of a mistake he made 40 years ago. I was just like, look, bro, I ain't about to be calling you dad and pop yet. It's gonna be cool. We're gonna be friends, and this is see what happens.
You gonna have him come to your party?
If he wants to, yeah.
I should ask you that. My bad.
Yeah.
But speaking of which, though,
did your dad have that haircut? Is that where you got it from?
Your dad is still alive.
No, he died in prison.
He did?
Yeah. I was about to ask him, how you feel not having your dad? Because he's alive, right? He's out of prison,
alive.
right?
Nah.
Oh, he's still in prison?
He get out next year after 30 years.
You gonna put him on?
After 30?
What you mean put him on?
You put some paper in his pocket, show him how to get some paper?
It's easy. My dad bought me a car for my 16th birthday.
From
prison.
Come on.
Wow.
You think he got it?
It wasn't. I don't gotta.
That's where you get it from.
Yeah, it ain't one of them situations where it's even gonna be hard for him to.
So you ain't mad at him when you come out? It's up. We outside.
Yeah, he was a hustler. My dad went to jail for drugs and selling drugs. He had record stores. Like,
so that's where you get your hustle from, but you just not good at it.
Yeah, just better than you.
His mama though,
and my mom too. But my dad,
she been hustling.
You get stories that you hear from your parents, even though he not there. Yeah. Like, my dad put his sister through college, like, cash, like
basically everything you do.
So when I look at it, is that you get inspiration from somewhere,
type stuff.
Exactly. So the inspiration comes from there. So when he come home, it's up.
That's
That's what's
what
up.
Ooh, I
That's
can't wait to
what's
see that.
Yeah, that's gonna be crazy.
That's gonna be crazy.
You ever ask him like, yo, where you hiding all this money at? You know what I'm saying? How you keep paying for all this
Man,
stuff?
listen, and he went through so many attorneys and stuff now to the
Yeah.
point he ain't never asked me for $1.
Mm.
I've never gave my father money.
Even
his
in the
calls,
jail, like
even still now, I have not. He has never said, "Yo, I need something."
Mm.
I've never.
He did it right.
Like he has never asked me for money. Literally gave me a class. Me and my brothers all got cars for our 16th birthday. Like he used to send me money, like $200. And
Some people, parents that be there can't do that.
Not some, most.
yeah.
Yeah. What you mean?
So you got anything planned that you gonna do for him when he get out? Like,
Oh, it's up. I know me and all my sales. The biggest thing though, it ain't even for me. My grandmother is up in age and she is dwindling. And her biggest thing is that I just want to be here. All her kids is out. This is the
last one.
the only one who's incarcerated that's not there.
Yeah.
And she got his car still.
Dinner at Big Mama's
Cars?
house.
His car is at her house. It's a 96 Bronco. It's beat to hell now, you know. But
It wasn't white, was it?
No.
No, you can't touch it.
You can't touch it.
You still got insurance on it? Is insurance on it?
No. But she like, yo, I'm gonna come back to you, thigh meat. But but yeah, you can't touch it. So, you know, she waiting for him to come home. Like, so it's for her.
I think
gotta
you should
get
pick
home.
him up in the PJ, in your PJ.
Nah, listen.
That'd
We
be
gotta
crazy.
get it. He gotta come home, but we gotta get him. My grandmother
Yeah.
she gotta see. That's the first
Like, I
thing.
can't
It ain't.
nowhere.
Yeah,
Where grandmama
Friend
out there in
house.
Stockton?
yeah, yeah. That's the first thing is that my grandma he got to get home to her.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. He make it home to her.
Do you feel like you would have been do you think life would have been at all different if he wouldn't have been away this whole time for you? Do you think as a man you would be any different right now if he would
My
have been
dad
here?
is a real nigga. My brother was 8 years old with a 380. My dad told my mom, I'm gonna have some ugly ass sons with a whole bunch of money. We had rock rollers.
Yeah, he was right about that.
Like he had rock rollers in the house,
Yeah.
everything. You know what I'm saying?
Dang.
Mm-hmm.
I got a quick question while we still on the daddy subject.
Yeah.
Like, you know, me and Marcus, we talking. I know the story. And I know his dad finna come home. So like, bro, I never heard you talk about your pops.
Yeah.
That's what I was asking.
Like, we know the story. We know what you say on stage real quick.
Yeah.
Daddy in jail.
Yeah.
Like, what's
So
up with your
for
pops? Did you
my-
know him?
I didn't really know him. I saw him in prison a few times. My mom said he was a good dad up until about 2.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't feel I know so many people, they harbor so much, kind of like Alix, so much pain and not knowing them. My mom and grandma took such good care of me, dog.
Yeah.
That it was
No,
like,
I'm just saying, but like when you was talking to him and stuff.
no,
what-
I didn't talk to him often.
You ain't, okay.
I probably talked to him like 10 times that I can remember in my life.
Yeah.
Did you look like him?
Yeah, I look like him.
Yeah.
Not that I don't think, but my mom.
Yeah.
That's what my mom said.
That's tough.
But yeah, it's crazy just that I'm so happy they took such good care of me. That
What year did he pass?
Probably about 5-6 years ago. He had a stroke in prison.
Was you making noise 5-6 years ago?
Yeah, I was doing okay. Yeah, I was doing fair.
When you heard it, what did you think? Was it like, dang, did you have questions? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
nah, I just like, all right.
no tear, no sadness, just like, oh, dang, that's sad for
I
me.
was like, damn, that's a bad joint.
Damn.
Not a bad joint.
Was he ever getting out?
No.
Oh, he had
it was
life
over.
too.
Yeah,
My
it was-
dad got
it
life
was- It
too.
was over with. He wasn't getting out.
So you was raised by your dad.
Mm-hmm.
And do that make you, like, I know, like you said, like some dudes had issues growing up. Like, you feel like it gave you more confidence? Because, like, you up here with get your thighs out and stuff. Like, do that type of, like, confidence come from, like, having a dad? Because I'm probably going to leave my son if he think he going to have his thighs out.
I mean, I think the main thing he said was like,
No, I'm joking.
stay in the gym. You know what I'm saying? We don't want you to get 300 pounds. You know what I'm saying? Nah. But,
It's not even legs, thighs.
I think definitely, I think you see an example of like hard work. I think it's just less questions, but I think you still have questions because like his dad died when he was younger. And so it's like, I think he still had questions about his upbringing.
It really just confidence. I'm saying though, I'll take the thigh meat I was playing, but the confidence and things like that. When you look out growing up, like when you get ready to do things or life challenges, is it something like that you feel confidence came from your dad? Because the mom only could do so much, but the dad is like, boy, you hear his voice in the head. I would think just, do it or else.
Yeah, you know what I got from my dad? My dad was the guy that bought all the CDs and all the books. That no money down program. He had that stuff in the attic. So that's really what got me on the entrepreneurship tip, because I was like, sometimes honestly he wouldn't finish all the books, but I'd be up in there like, let me listen to what that thing is going on.
A cleaning company, you and your brother.
Yeah,
right
like
there.
he had a cleaning business when we were younger, so I saw the example of that. And so I think stuff like that made me feel comfortable.
Dad was an entrepreneur.
Yeah, they had a cleaning business from the time I was in 2nd grade until like 11th grade. And so that made me just like, okay, you can jump out here and you can do this. He was always working hard. So, he was always going, he was going to do his thing.
Where you from? You Jamaican, African, what is it?
Florida, Fort Lauderdale.
Where are your parents from?
What's your culture?
Just black. Same as everybody else, I think.
I'm Jamaican. My family's Jamaican.
No,
Oh,
why
really?
do I
Oh,
think
okay.
his family is African?
I don't know why
I
you
could
say
have sworn
that.
it was African.
I thought it was African.
Really?
Yeah, that's just regular.
Is
You
Maddie
just don't claim
people
These
African?
jokes aren't going too well for Marcus. It's okay.
No,
Don't-
like it is.
No, it's Maddie. It's Maddie. It's Maddie is African.
I mean, I think when I did my ancestry, it says like
Of
half
course
and
that.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But like,
of course that. But
nobody
he
in my
getting you mixed up
family-
with Maddie.
Yeah,
Because you and Maddie, okay, Maddie is 100% African, but I know Maddie had all the hard dad stories. That's him.
Yeah, Nigerian.
But y'all used to play back. Y'all were so close.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm like,
You thought he was African
I
too.
thought I wasn't
I
being
think we
funny.
all are in a sense. You know what I'm saying? But
Let me say this too. I had the best stepfather on the planet.
Yeah.
Let me just get that out the way. I had
Shout
a
out to the
dad.
stepfathers, yo.
You know what I'm saying? I had a dad. And when he met my mom
My
in
stepfather
Syracuse, New
wasn't
York,
it.
you know what I'm saying? My stepdad was it. And I only say stepdad so you understand I'm not talking about that dad. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you call him dad?
call him Pops.
Okay, Pops.
Like, that's my guy.
He's fine.
Yeah.
He's my
He's a
guy.
vibe.
You know what I'm saying? So I just want to say that. Like,
Was he at the prom party?
He's at whatever, anything.
Yeah.
He's always there. You know what I'm saying? And he just the perfect example of a father. You know what I'm saying? He was military. You know, he was a sergeant. He was kind of hard on me in the beginning or whatever, but he was just like getting me real structured. And I saw how he treated my mom. So people were like, you got married at 19 and 20? I had the perfect example.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I seen a nigga write my mom love notes. I seen surprise parties.
Well, that's why I
I
ain't
seen
get married,
surprise
bro.
cars and all, huh?
That's why I ain't get married, because I never seen nobody do it right.
Mhm.
So later in life, I was like,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
I already knew what kind of
Yeah.
husband I wanted to be based off of him. But yeah, shouts out to Pops.
But everybody
that's
on
right.
this couch, though, I think is an example, whether it's like father passed, in jail, stepfather, just meeting a father, had a father, like you can win no matter where you are.
That's a
You
fact.
can find a way to get some success. You can find a way to win. And so like you could have used that as an excuse, but you use it for a reason.
Yeah.
You could have used, hey, my dad ain't here as an excuse, but use it for a reason. So I think it's still proof that, hey, you have 5 guys with all of us have a different dad story. None of us are the same, but still sitting here sharing
All
stories.
successful. Yeah. And then you also could become a father to somebody as time move on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You hear it?
Yo, listen.
Yeah, that was a good one. I ain't gonna lie.